Hello there, lovely. Good morning, and welcome to the Camnet TV Breakfast Show, where we are urging you, the viewers, to rise and thrive this Wednesday morning. And of course, my name is Joe Smarter. Welcome to it. We have a lot more lined up for you. And our guest in our main interview will be Honorable GASTON SICHILIMA, former MP, former minister, joining us to weigh in on a number of issues that are currently taking place in the nation. And obviously, our program discussion will be centered on the state of the nation this particular morning. And coming up in current affairs from Mafinga, Member of Parliament, Honorable Robert Chabinga, apologizing to the media for his threats that those that will report contrary to what he wants will be subjected to liquidation. He has apologized to the PF faction led by former President Edgar Lungu, declaring that if the former president won't be on the ballot, there will be no elections in 2026. Interestingly so, coming to the newspaper headlines, we have a screaming headline that is saying that maize was never sold. And that is coming from the Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. There's the news diggers there as we look at our newspaper headlines this particular morning. The news diggers comes with a headline, "Game on," says Lungu as Concord rules against him. "We never sold maize, VIP. It was private dealers who exported." Okay. Mini headline, KCM workers union signed 20% pay rise agreement. Another mini headline there in yellow, ZRA sets September 30th as smart invoice penalty deadline. Down there in purple, JJ recording should be played in full, Kawana. Okay, about that particular audio or headline, we have had so far three parts being played of that particular audio. The first part was one that comprised of three people: Honorable JJ Banda, Minister of Information and Media, Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana, then also Permanent Secretary in Home Affairs, in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Matembo. The second one also was just the same. The third one now comprises the Minister of Health, Honorable Sylvia Masebo, and it is making rounds on social media this morning. For those that are interested, you can go on different social media platforms. You will be able to find that particular recording where this conversation is being held. Okay, now obviously let's go to another newspaper headline as we wait to get your calls, and in the very soon we'll be ushering our guest on the seat so that we are able to discuss a number of issues. Lungu's eligibility case to proceed. Okay, so that's a headline coming from the broadsheet, the Zambia Daily Mail. Okay, what's the next headline? We go to our next newspaper this particular morning and find out JJ asked me to do him a favor, Masebo. Okay, still talking about the audio, the leaked audio that has been making rounds. There you go. Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, says JJ asked her to do him a favor. Concord to hear the Lungu eligibility petition. Obviously, it was thrown out yesterday, and the matter goes to trial. You think you are somebody when you are nobody before God, Father Lungu. Okay, so those are some of the headlines that we are having this particular morning on the breakfast show, and we're urging you to come through and give your own submissions this particular morning. Now, when we talk about the maize issue, number one, or initially, when this matter came up in the public, obviously the government of the Republic of Zambia did deny having sold maize in our national reserves. They denied it. People went around taking photos, pictures, images splashed all over Facebook and UPND pages that the country had enough maize stock. And on the floor of Parliament, obviously, but there were debates and people defended that yes, we had enough maize in stock to last us the whole 2024 this year. Fast forward to 2024, the Vice President on the floor of Parliament did make mention that government had sold all the maize to pay farmers because the PF, the former ruling party, never paid the farmers. Okay. A day later, Minister of Infrastructure and National Development, Honorable Charles Melupi, also said, he was quoted in the media, it's there in the public domain, that government and as a country we did not have enough storage facilities. Hence, that was the reason for selling the maize. Today, in the news diggers, according to that particular headline, VIP, or the Vice President, her owner, Mrs. Mutale W.K. Narumango, says government didn't sell the maize. It was private. It was the private that sold the maize. You can see the headline on your TV screen there. It will be put up anytime soon so that you can make your own judgment as a viewer out there. We never sold maize, VIP. It was private dealers who exported. Whom do we believe? Which statement do we take? That's the question we're asking this particular morning as we begin to get your calls. And in a few minutes, I'll be allowing my guests to come on set so that we can be able to have a discussion and look at these matters critically, from the eligibility case to the 9 members of parliament that were expelled, to the leaked audio, to government initially denying selling the maize and admitting selling the maize and refusing today that they never sold the maize. We have Bachelesha on the line. Bachelesha, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rajo, and good morning, Kamlet.
Okay, fantastic. Good to have you here, Bachelesha. We have a thorny issue here. Let me take you back to post-2021 when the UPND government was allegedly accused of selling maize in our national reserves. They denied it. Fast forward to 2024, we were told in the National Assembly that maize was sold. Today, however, there's a headline, Bachelesha, in the news diggers, which says, we never sold maize, VIP. It was private dealers who exported. Bachelesha, how do you look at this statement?
I'm a student of School of Politics from SATA.
Fantastic.
SATA used to say, lesangale fokulo abantu, ala festa abalo wechilafi.
Okay. Meaning?
Yeah, so meaning that if God wants to take someone, okay, first they'll bring you forgetfulness, so that you even forget to say there is God who sees above everyone. Okay. I usually watch Parliament TV. Was it last week when the VIP also was cancelling the members of Parliament from PF to say, we don't want by-election. She mentioned something to say. You are saying that we sold maize, okay? Yes, we sold maize because in the first place, we had no storage to keep those maize. So today I'm surprised that she can make, is it just a paper headline? Our colleagues from the media want to sell the paper, or it's really what she said. Okay? Like you put it, just there in the National Assembly, the minister said, we sold maize in order to pay the farmers who were not paid. So who is saying the truth? And this is misinformation. will really cost us come 2026. Ours is not to praise everything. Ours is to see how the UPND will survive in 2026. And we will continue giving them open and truthful opinion to say if we are not careful, we are definitely going.
But are they open? Are they open to are they open to constructive criticism, Mr. Chileshe? Are they open to divergent views as a governing party? From your own perspective, sir?
If they are not open to criticism, it's up to them. The good part is that me as Chileshe, I've been in Garden, I've not shifted to Kablonga. I've not gotten any coin as a person in Chileshe from the party.
Okay.
So those that are not paying attention to what we are saying, it's worse to them than myself. We survived in hardship in PF, and we are going to survive this hardship in the UPND. Moreover, if you check, some of us were banned to enter intercity from 2016 to 2021, and we survived. So it's up to them to weigh what they are saying, to hear the criticism. If they are not, the pen is not lead for me. The pen is because these are the people that are getting taxpayers' money. And losing they need to take time and ask the PF. Losing we have seen people with good bellies. Today, they are gone. That's what I can say. I can advise for now. If they are not paying attention to what we are saying, look, Wajo, let me give you this truthful example. When you look at Zesco here in Garden, the last week we had the schedule of power going, I think, around is coming around 01 and going somewhere around 11. That shows you that the people of Garden, being the industrial-like in terms of welding, these people, they never worked very well. This week we have a schedule of power going around 04 and coming back around 21, 22. So tell me, whose welder has worked, whose barberman has worked, whose hairdresser has worked in this Garden? And look, mine is to give them the clear intelligence to say, come in Garden. I have been a campaigner. 2026, I'll be going for 19 years in UPND. And I am a mobilizer. I know how difficult it is. Yesterday, I took around the Garden and asked the way we used to boast when you just mentioned Bali. Coming towards 2021. But now, out of 100, you can speak to the people out of 100. Only maybe 10 we have a constructive on what is happening in this country and talk about the UPND. That's how losing power starts, Joel.
So
that's how losing power starts.
Mr. Chileshe, let me ask you this question. The high cost of living, erratic power supply, erratic water supply, expensive commodities, expensive transport, are these things making the UPND become unpopular on the ground to the ordinary Zambian citizens? According to you, how do you make of this?
Out of 20, I can say that we have moved closer to 10 or 15% of losing power. And this one, I can challenge the presidential intelligence to come here in Garden. If they want, let them call me and go around Garden. I can guarantee them to give them maybe 10 square kilometers of this Garden where I stay, and find the truthful information and give it to the president and tell him the truth, to say, Bwana, 2026, I don't think you are going to manage. Me, I am giving you a truthful intelligence because I love the UPND, I love the president. And one of them that I vowed is to make sure that President HH becomes the president for all my 16 years before we won elections. That is the truthful intelligence. If they want, let them challenge me today. We, out of 20, we are 15, close to losing power. And this is not the threat. This is not because Shlesha has not been given a position. I don't need the position because I work. And I worked in PF without a position. So it's up to them to listen and listen carefully.
Mr. Chileshe.
Yes, sir.
During the press conference at State House that was addressed by President Dr. SICHILIMA, he said that maybe, just maybe, he doesn't need your vote.
Look, I'm saying we survived the hardship in PF where we were even beaten. I've never beaten in UPND. We survive even in UPND. But truth to be told, power is sweet, and power, losing power is so painful.
Do you feel neglected as a UP? Since you are confessing here that you are a UPND supporter, sympathizer, cadre, if you like, do you feel neglected by the party in power? You have given your 19 years to this particular party. Do you feel neglected? Are the soldiers on the ground feeling neglected? What is the situation, Mr. Chileshe?
Is seen by our two eyes. If I ask you to say, you are from the media, to say, since when did you hear any party activities which is being done in Mandevu? And like I'm telling you, me, I usually mingle around with maybe the councillors, secretary, whoever. I can ask you to say, come here in Garden, let's move about 5 square kilometers and ask, even the much talked CDF, increase the CDF here in Garden, 5 square kilometers, ask who has benefited from this grants. Even those that got grants, do you know what has happened? They have eaten. Because there is no business on how they can survive and maybe make profits. I can guarantee you to say, out of the 5 square kilometers, ask who has benefited from the much talked increase the CDF.
Okay. So
I can give you out of 100 of the people that we can talk in that square kilometers, maybe 5.
Okay. So Mr. Chileshe, you are telling us that in Garden, which is under Mandevu constituency, CDF works are not visible. CDF is not working in Mandevu constituency. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, 100%. Because look, me, I am a soldier of UPND, and mine is not to undermine or maybe bring confusion in the party, but mine is to look forward. Remember, that's what I said.
Yes,
and see how we are going to survive in 2026. So the opinion that I'm giving you is the truthful opinion.
That is what is obtaining on the ground.
Whoever is listening to say, oh, let's go and meet Chileshe, who is saying this, and see if in Ingwerere Ward 2, Ward 22, there is something that the people are pointing. Because look, it's not about what is on the paper. It's what about what people are saying on the ground. That's what my job is to see what people are talking about in the ground.
But what Chileshe, Mr. Chileshe, we've been told CDF is a game changer. It's changing a lot of lives in these communities. But you're telling us that in Mandevu constituency, Garden to be precise, nothing is visible, nothing is happening. So when people say CDF is a game changer, how does that sit with you?
Maybe maybe in the rural area, not where here. Here I can even guarantee you, I can even give you the number of my good brother Hadran Banda to say, please learn us through the programs that you are doing.
Okay.
Or any or the secretary to say, learn us through the program that you are doing in Ingwerere 22, Ward 22 here in Garden. Go kwa Mtonyo, go ku North Mid side, go ku side 3, go ku going to Petroda, go to somewhere Olympia. It's only that one of them is the free education, yes, which our children are going there. But you know what they say? You know, and what is happening is that with this high cost of living, here in Lusaka, even a child is able to tell, to say, today our parents didn't have money, because some distances are not walkable distances, they are bus distances. So sometimes the parents are failing to give them transport to go and come back. Then the child will ask to say, now mommy, daddy, if I go to school on a foot and maybe save this 5 kwacha, what am I going to use tomorrow? These are reality. We are members of the party. It's not that we are trying to play around the politics of WUKA, PF and the like. No.
Well, actually, there's a concern that when you talk about free education, teachers are getting overwhelmed. There's a question that somebody asked me yesterday that how can a teacher, one class teacher, if you like, mark 100, 200 books of pupils, and how can they be able to monitor these pupils, in as much as free education is a good thing, but the teacher-pupil ratio seems to widen, the gap seems to widen, and the teachers are getting overwhelmed. Some pupils are coming back with books not marked from school.
Yeah, that is true. I have a grade 7 niece. I have a niece whom I'm keeping. She's at Ingwelele. I always monitor the books, and look, me, I'm a community leader, and I usually go and engage the teachers if I see that things are not happening, because I have got my son. My son is at private school, so I'm able to compare the notes and see how they are moving. But that one, on the part of the free education, is that our cause is to see that the way government has started on constructing the school blocks and continue employing more teachers is a good policy. We don't want to relent and go back, but we need to quickly move in and see that the teacher-pupil ratio is attainable. Me, I started as a teacher when I completed school in Malole, at the Kabwe Primary School. I went there to do that voluntary work. It's because teachers from where I was, from that school, it was about 33 kilometers going to the Boma. So other teachers were staying in the Boma, then coming to school. Teacher Nanaka. So I said, what can I do for this community? So I understand the importance of free education. I understand where we are coming from and where we are going. So I have the heart to see that our pupils, our children, our grandchildren, because now we have even grandchildren in the rural area, we see that they go back to school, but let's move at a supersonic speed to ensure that even the teachers are getting tired and they are not enjoying work. Work has to be enjoyed. So especially when it comes to teaching, so that pupils can get something from the teacher. If you are tired as a teacher, nothing is going to happen to that pupil.
Okay. But
teaching is interaction, and if you are tired, you cannot interact with everyone. You cannot even identify who is not doing well. Your job now will be just on marking, and just to finish the marking. That is the interest of the teacher, but that is not how teaching must be. Okay. Teaching must be an interaction.
Okay. Away from education and the teachers, But let's come to, let me draw your attention to the leaked audio. We've listened to part 1, part 2, and part 3. In one of the daily tabloids today, Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says this audio should be played in full. Those that are having this audio should play it in full so that the public can be able to dissect the contents of this particular leaked audio between senior government officials to the level of minister and Honorable J.J. Banda. Now, Mr. Chileshe, you
continue twisting things to again still proving the point that is Emmanuel J.J. Banda. So whatever that is happening